Nostalgia-ween! Nostalgia-ween! Nostalgia-ween!
It's showtime! Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to. To quote Jack Skellington,
"Confound it all, I love it though."
It takes a king of Halloween to introduce another king of Halloween. It's Stephen King time! He's given us great story after great story and great hilarity after great hilarity. The bad Stephen King films and miniseries have been a highlight every Nostalgia-ween, and this year, we're starting right off with it. And by God, do we have a good one for you. I am legit giddy. I can't even contain my giddiness. I'm actually holding my giddiness over there. This might be the funniest Stephen King movie ever. Funnier than Maximum Overdrive. Funnier than the Tommyknockers. Maybe even funnier than It, which has Tim Curry as a clown. That is an accomplishment. Ladies and gentlemen, Sleepwalkers. Released in 1992, Sleepwalkers got panned by critics and barely turned in a profit. But the impact it left on people who did see it will last for eons. Because it wasn't exactly a monster hit when it came out, it's on the verge of being lost to obscurity. We cannot let this happen! Show it in theaters, show it in rental stores, show it at your children's birthdays, first to the one you don't like, and then to the one you really don't like. Sleepwalkers must live again! So, with my giddiness ready to burst,
Can't you write 1 year where we're not covered in blood?
if I did, I know I'd be doing something wrong. This is Sleepwalkers!
Is it Christmas yet?
Why? He's just gonna cover us in more blood.
The film opens with a definition. Gotta love it when the dictionary writes the movie for you. Christ, shape-shifting felines, vampires? Remember when it was just a funny thing Donald Duck did? Oh no, the film's trying to destroy itself before it even starts. Either that or they're upping the terror with a Bonanza homage. Trust me, by the time this movie's over, that could be valid. We get a unique crime scene, to say the least.
Somebody sure doesn't like cats.
This is the first shot! The film's opening scene is Luke Skywalker examining Alf's all-you-can-eat buffet. As far as I'm concerned, this movie can do no wrong apart from forgetting to time travel to get H. John Benjamin to say,
That's like Meowschwitz in there.
I am totally on board for this ride!
What the hell was that?
Well, in most horror movies, this would be a fake out with a cat. But is that a little too predictable at this point? I can't decide if I'd be more let down if it did or didn't do that. Okay, I'd be disappointed either way. At least they had a little extra, though. Damn catapulting bodies yelling hours after they're dead.
It's a little girl.
They find it's the corpse of a kid carrying a rose in her hair.
Rose.
You know, fun fact, I let the director know I didn't think my character would say rose. It was too cynical and bitter for someone who was so optimistic. Never mind. Even the title's a clue for the kind of movie you're about to see. Don't you just want the secret of the ooze written under it? This better have a Vanilla Ice rap. It doesn't help either that the credits give us some pretty hilarious pictures to follow. Yeah, cast your vote. Terrifying or Monty Python cartoon? This one looks like somebody erased a dick that a kid drew in earlier. Everything about this looks like the opening to Catwoman. That's not a flattering comparison.
Male academia.
You know, they really should clarify that. Is this Shawshank Redemption Stephen King or Maximum Overdrive Stephen King? I'm excited! We fade in on, Sorry, I had that reaction whenever a King story isn't set in Maine. We fade in on Indiana. The anti-Maine, if you will, where a man named Charles, played by Brian Krause, is busy rubbing a plastic knife on his arm with blood coming out the top, like most growing boys.
Tanya.
I forgot how to spell the rest of your name, so I'll just stop with T. He goes downstairs to Mary, played by Alice Cridge, who looks out at the increasing number of cats around their house, which he sets traps for. That actually looked like a real trap. How many cats did they go through on this shoot? Charles and Mary dance through the house while discussing their romantic future together.
Going anywhere tonight?
To the movies, maybe. Well, actually, there's a girl that works there. Jealous?
Ooh, things are getting interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know that Stephen King wrote such steamy scenes early on.
Oh yes, the way they caress each other's bodies. The sounds their lips make when they interlock. The fact that they're mother and son.
No!
The way they cuddle in their
Did
little...
you just say mother and son?
Yeah, but that's not important. The way they look into each other's eyes.
That is nasty ass shit.
Yeah, I don't need to see any erotic thriller from Norman Bates.
Would it make any difference if I told you there was a 15-year difference between them?
No!
If you're going against what one critic called sexy and sleek, I don't know what to think of you anymore.
The feeling is very mutual.
Hey, what's with this scene where they're walking into the bedroom and a purple light shines out the window?
Well, I just assumed there's so much incest in their family that their jizz naturally glowed purple.
I'm levels of uncomfortable I didn't know existed.
Look, if you just read King's original story, you'll see how much better he explained it.
There is no original story.
What?
This started off as a screenplay. There wasn't a book or anything.
Yeah, you don't have to pretend that there's a better version out there that you're never gonna read. This is what he wrote.
Oh, thank God, yeah, this is ewy!
Super ewy.
Majorly ewy!
Now, if it were his sister, that'd be different. Because that would be really ewy. I need a therapist.
At a local movie theater, one of the custodians, named Tanya, is rocking to the 90s hit Do You Love Me? As Charles walks in on her. I never did figure out why we left popcorn up there. I can't reach it and people can steal it. Oh well, how about we get some slush? Like that muddy snow you find under the car? Please enjoy as the health inspector will be closing us down soon.
Thanks. See you in class.
Welcome to Travis.
Thanks a lot.
I'll celebrate by being the only good-looking guy alone at a theater to watch a movie nobody's seeing. Suspicions! You can use them! So the next day at school, school, because both of them are totally teenagers, guys. Let's do some birthday searching on this. Totally teenagers, guys! They go to class with other 20-somethings taught by Glenn Shaddix.
Also,
I suggest that next time you keep your hands to yourself, Mr. Crawford.
I suggest not shooting a scene like I'm having missionary sex with Bob from Demolition Man.
Yes, sir.
After having their class in the library, because the classroom would be too obvious, Tanya brings Charles to her house. Oh no, he must not discover I put on underwear. Christ, she's even breathing heavy at the idea of him finding out. Where does she think she is? Reefer Madness? The Lord knows I think they smoked a joint or two to say some of this dialogue.
My favorite picture's over there. That one.
I like rocks.
Let it be known that one of our most celebrated writers got paid to write the line, I like rocks.
I like rocks.
Just then, an aging George Lucas watched this film saying to himself, I can create dialogue like that, except instead of like, it'd be hate. And instead of rocks, maybe something smaller. Like... Charles drives home, but is stopped by his teacher who wants to have a talk with him on the side of the road. Oh, those mid-driving student-teacher talks.
Your transcripts are also fakes. Clever fakes, but fakes.
The teacher discovers that Charles lied about where he came from and is blackmailing him for sexual favors.
Well, money is not the only medium of exchange.
Who do you think you are, my mother?
I'll be right back. I have to use the restroom.
Me too, actually.
Oh, you want me to pause it?
Honestly, the movie's kind of losing me.
Yeah, it's just creepy adults hitting on teens, and I don't want to see that.
Oh, come on. Maybe something more traditionally crazy Stephen King will happen.
I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah, we'll be back.
All right. What? Where the hell did all this come from? That was like 2 or 3 totally insane things all at once. Oh my God, I love how matter of fact the teacher teacher is about all this. Not only does he nonchalantly say he's sorry while running away from a monster while missing his hand.
I'm sorry!
But when Charles offers his hand back to him, he's like, well, thank you. I think I deserve that. Wait, that's my hand. Oh, and also turning into Lion-O. That was kind of weird. Oh my god, this is all too crazy. Cut to something that makes more sense.
Come on, boy. Get the bad guy. Get the bad guy. Get the bad guy. Come on, Quilvis.
Does that cop have a cat in the car? Like that's a thing? What, the canine unit find out this film is too stupid to be in, so they had to settle for the feline unit? What the sweet hell am I watching?
Pull over!
What? It's invisible!
So what did we miss?
He turned into a cat monster and they ripped off the teacher's hand and then he got chased by a cop who had a cat in his car and then the cat hissed at him and his face started changing into all these other weird faces including this toddler's face for some reason and then he pushed a button and his car disappeared! His car disappeared!
No, really, what did we miss?
I swear to God that's what happened!
You're telling me that all of this went down right the hell out of nowhere in the past 5 minutes?
Yes!
Okay, but it still looks like the same lame, boring shit.
Yeah, even what the cop it's describing sounds dull.
He didn't have no face. A blur. Shit, I don't know.
No, it was more interesting than that, and it is admittedly weird that a great writer couldn't explain that better, and they probably should be focusing more on why a cop has a cat in the car, but I swear the last 5 minutes were totally insane!
Okay, fine. So it's not just weird adults bonking teens.
I swear!
Okay then.
You'll feed tomorrow, and then you'll feed me, and then we'll leave.
So Tanya invites Charles to a photo shoot she's doing at a cemetery.
Remember, honey, I want you home by 5.
Yes, Mommy, and I'll be sure to pack extra dieties, too.
Nobody loves a smartass, Tanya.
I'm just here because Alan Thicke was too expensive. Charles' mom is upset though because she wants him to bring a teenage virgin for her to dine on and he's taking too long. Boy, that's a sentence that doesn't roll off the tongue easy.
I'll get it. You stay here. I love you, Mom.
Wow, even he couldn't act past how disgusting that sounded.
I love you, Mom.
You have to pay me double every time we do a take of that. Tanya shows up, but Charles' mother might be jumping the gun.
There. It finishes you somehow.
What are your thoughts on assimilation? So they make it to the cemetery where they plan to have a picnic as well as a fake out.
Oh, hold it.
You surprised me! That deserves a picture. I wrote Shawshank. Can you imagine if a whole generation took pictures for no reason? I can't. It'd be horrifying. Terrible.
What are you looking at?
Dinner.
Do you really feel alone like the characters in your story? Because I do.
Oh wow, a super hot high school girl with tons of friends and literally no problems. She must feel so alone.
Yeah, you said all this crazy shit happened earlier.
It did!
Well, we've been here for 15 minutes since we came back. Where is it?
Look, I know something crazy will happen again. Just give it a chance. Look, there's the cop. Something exciting has to happen with him.
Say, Clovis, what's up? You catching a nap? Hey, there comes Johnny with his pecker in his hand. He's a one-ball man and he's off to the rodeo.
I was tapping my knee at that.
Malcolm, you want to go get some snacks for this snore fest?
Sure.
No, I'm telling you, 15 minutes ago was crazy. It was so crazy. Oh, come on!
Tanya, I don't think you're entering into the spirit of this.
Yeah, so it goes catch it insane again. Let's see how they react to all this kookiness. Yeah, I guess I was a little harsh on that homicidal monster. I better make sure my attacker's okay.
Pika, baby!
You so deserve to get eaten. She stabs him with a wine opener and he complains about blood being on his shirt.
Just look at his shirt! My mother's gonna kill me!
So, Is this an Eddie Murphy comedy now? Is that him under all that makeup? Is he playing everybody? Even the singing cop comes along and takes him out.
Cop kebab!
You like that? I'm hoping that's gonna be my catchphrase. Cop kebab! Like, you know, something bad happens, I say, cop kebab! It's a work in progress. But a pencil in the brain just slows him down as he gets back up and tries to shoot Joe Camel.
I don't believe you fired a warning shot, officer.
This whole movie feels like a warning shot for any future King-written films. Thank God that essential police cat was there as it attacks Charles the same way the rabbit attacks the Knights of the Holy Grail. You know, a scary movie shouldn't have this many Monty Python comparisons. The cat messes him up good and he goes home crying to Mama. Oh yeah, sure, of course now you come in, It in at a perfect time!
Anything exciting happen while we were gone?
Anything exciting happen?
Yeah, anything exciting happen?
Anything exciting happen?
We are asking you if anything exciting happened.
Anything?
Yes.
Exciting? Happen!
C.
He turned into the Cowardly Lion again. His eye was taken out with a wine opener, the cat fought him off like a pit bull, and a pencil was put through a cop's brain, coining the phrase, cop kebab.
Really? Because it just looks like a bunch of cops standing around.
Of course it does! That's how this goddamn movie works! A ton of nothing happening, and then suddenly the dumbest, stupidest shit you can imagine for 5 minutes!
Let me guess, it took place in 5 minutes.
4.
We don't have to take this. Come, Tamra. We have more productive things we can be doing.
Do you?
No, we just don't want to be around you.
Okay, fine! Be that way! But at least look at this thing on the wing before you go! So Charles returns home, damaged by the cat. And strangely enough, even with all the cats surrounding his place, none of them ever attack. That really is like a cat, isn't it? The fate of the world depends on them stopping these creatures from getting stronger and, nah, I still don't fetch. Assholes of nature! Charles' mom tends to him next to the Spencer's gift ball. Because of course they have that. And she tries to heal his wounds.
We've got to stay here until you're stronger. Try to make yourself dim.
Oh, I think he's dim enough already. She's referring to him disappearing, which he can't quite pull off, as back at the crime scene, we're given arguably the most honest of Stephen King cameos.
I ain't taking the rap on this, not my fault.
I just wrote the damn thing! The director's the one that made him look like the Lion King! Speaking of directors, there's weirdly a ton of them in this scene. There's John Landis, Clive Barker, Joe Dante, Tobe Hooper. Oh, I get it. They're looking over this crime scene of a movie to figure out how they can fix it. Let it go, boys. This wouldn't be nearly as good if it was good.
This is Officer Rayburn. He's gonna run you home.
And don't worry, there's no cats in his vehicle at all. He carries a chihuahua in his car. Me? I like squirrels. Awkward guy at 12 o'clock.
Do her parents know a Class 1 assault did not occur? I mean, do they know she managed to avoid being raped by the bastard? Yes. Okay.
Take the rest of the night off. The cops get to the home of Charles and his mother, just interrupting this bit of brilliant acting.
No. My boy is not going to die. Not ever!
Yeah, I'd want to disappear after giving that read. They seem to be invisible in the house as Officer Ron Perlman comes in to honestly be the shittiest cop in an already impressive lineup of shitty cops.
I'd like to set up a couple of checkpoints in and out of town.
Perk's history by now, Ira.
What about the cats?
What about him, Ira?
Look, as someone who already wore shitty cat makeup, you make some choices.
Listen, that little girl needs a good smack on the butt. And if her mama and daddy won't do it, I'll happily volunteer.
And here I thought mother-son incest would be the most pervy we got in this movie.
Stay away from her, Soames.
He said that like this happened before. What is up with this police force?
Stay away from her, Soames.
There's not a name for what I'm into, but I still wish to explore it. The cops don't find them there, so they leave, but it's advised someone stay with Tanya while 2 other cops stay at the house.
This is the best meal I had since my wife passed on.
She was delicious.
What was that?
Identify yourself. Maybe it was the wind.
Okay, every person in every movie ever, please cross the wind off your list of suspects. I know you always put it at number 1, but at some point you have to go by the numbers. Speaking of which, reason number 27 million, these are the worst cops ever. My God, they've been yuck to death.
Who could that be?
Let me take a peek.
It's probably the wind.
Oh, honey, were we expecting wind?
Well, the wind does drop by unannounced. It turns out it's Mary, though, as she invites herself in.
You stay away from him.
Oh no, she pushed me! I'm down! She pushed me! I now live on the floor! Once that happens to a cop, we can't get back up! It's like a turtle! I'm just useless! She pushed me!
I ain't taking the rap on this. Not my fault.
He does eventually find the strength to recover from that push, as he demonstrates his cop skills by being the worst shot ever.
You're a horrible shot.
Well, this looks like the time to bravely run away. I'd call Reno 911 before calling these jokers. This next scene, I can't even do it justice. Just watch.
Robertson!
Slow down, Horace.
There's blood everywhere!
That's right. Once again, Stephen King tries to make a scary spectacle out of
Con! Yes, con. Pretty tasty.
Why does Stephen King want to make corn scary? Like, what's your deal? How embarrassing would that be to have that on your death certificate? And come on, after using the cop kebab line, you couldn't go with the incredibly obvious corn on the cob. I see t-shirts of this man. T-shirts! Will nobody bank on how ridiculous this is? So it's pussies galore as all the town's cats head towards the house, and once again, the cops have the most non-caring manner about the horrors in front of them.
Hold it! Right there. Put it down.
Okay, you don't approach a psychopath dragging a bleeding high schooler by her hair the same way you tell a kid to put a Jolly Rancher back.
Put the girl down.
I'm going to count to 5. 1. Okay, make it 2. Ah, great. How am I supposed to spank high school girls now? From here on out, it just gets crazier and never stops. She blows up 2 cars with just 2 bullets burning this cop. Knowing this department, I wouldn't be shocked if he just lit himself on fire to make it easier on her. Once again, the cats do nothing because they're cats, and Mary kidnaps Tanya and takes her to Charles.
Oh, look at him, he's dead. No, he's not dead.
She's actually right. He was very clearly breathing when she said that.
Look at him, he's dead.
I can tell by the way his stomach goes up and down. Only dead people do that. So Mary plays his favorite song in honor of him not being dead. She brings his body back to life. I think it's not really made that clear. I'm sure the non-existent book explained it better. And she forces them to dance. Has she totally forgotten the details of this documentary? But don't worry, the sheriff and the cop's super cat from earlier is here to save the day. No, seriously, I think this cat is from Krypton. Watch. He broke that friggin' window! How can a cat break a friggin' window? Oh well, I'm sure it's tied to the turtle that's holding the earth, or the Dark Tower mythos, or you have no original source this time and you just have to call it stupid. Haha, just stupid!
I ain't taking the rap on this. Not my fault.
He turns into Mewtwo to try and suck her virginness away so they can live, but Tanya takes out his eye, and now suddenly the cats attack. A pretty goddamn random time, to say the least. Actually, again, that does kind of make sense. A cat will just sit there doing nothing and then suddenly be like, what? 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 I love how when the sheriff fires at her, he hits Sylvester here too.
Oh, shit.
Well, there's no time for a gun. Like our motto says, to serve and get the hell out of here. This climax actually gets so funny, you'd swear it was comedically timed. Just watch. Come on, you were going for a laugh there. You could put a Tom and Jerry sound effect and it matched perfect. But who said bear traps on people hurt as he just gets the hell back up and swings the trap in the back of the monster's head. This movie's gonna make me poop. I'm moving to Derry, Maine, where it's nice and quiet. The cats once again decide to attack at random and take Mary down. And the sentence is really hard to say without laughing. They scratch her so much she catches fire. Oh, King, I like your work when it's good, but I friggin' love it when it's bad.
I ain't taking the rap on this.
The cats still look uninterested. Come on, your claws set someone ablaze. Be impressed by something. And Tanya hugs the cop's cat who made it out alive.
It's just you and me, Clovis. Just you and me.
Yeah, I'm pretty tired for the night. Take the wheel, Clovis. That's right, this was all a really warped Toonses episode the whole time! Because admit it, that's the only way any of this would make sense. This film is bananas, absolute bonkers, and I love every minute of it. Even the slower, boring parts, which there's quite a few of in the opening, only adds to the spontaneous surprise of insanity that mounts to the climax of madness in the end. This is one of the most awesomely bad Stephen King movies, and it's simply amazing. I love its passion, I love its energy, I love everything about it, even if I have no idea what it was trying to be. It's a masterpiece of epic proportions, and God bless every moment of it. Oh great, you missed the good stuff again. The ending was nothing but Stephen King ridiculousness. Where were you guys?
Well, we were watching the good Stephen King movies.
Good Stephen King movies?
Yeah, the ones that you always say there's a ton of and then never talk about.
Yeah, we were actually trying to be fair with the years and years you were making fun of his worst adaptations.
Huh, yeah, I guess I have been pretty douchey to a legit talented guy. Alright, I think I'll try this fair thing you speak of. Let's start off Nostalgia-ween right. Next week, I'm gonna count down the top 11 best Stephen King movie adaptations, and you can help. Just tell me in the comments below which ones are your favorite and you think should be on the list, and I'll try my best to work them in. I'm the Nostalgia Critic, and Nostalgia-ween has just begun! Seriously, you should see that movie.